worry does actually not fix anything. So as you go into your day and the rest of the week, just tell yourself while you're getting at doing what you're doing, just don't worry about anything. Welcome to the conversation on TOS Television Network. Today is Monday, a fresh day and a fresh new week to get things going. My name is Adeswalsi, and you already know that the conversation today is going to both educate and inform you. But before I get into the show proper, allow me to bring you COVID-19 updates from across Africa. And after that, it's straight into the conversation for today. That's the big story. You're still watching the conversation on TOS Television Network. Remember, you can be a part of the conversation across our social media platforms. Just follow TOSTV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The channel to subscribe to our YouTube is TOSTV Network. And of course, stream our website, www.tostvnetwork.com, for news, stories, and happenings from across the world. Now, straight into the talk for today. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding declarations of interest ahead of the 2023 general election, especially for presidential and governorship aspirants. We have lots of people who are holding political position, governors, ministers, having to declare interest in running for those positions. And a lot of people have pointed out Section 84, subsection 12 of the newly signed Electoral Act. And to join me, giving perspective to that issue, that controversial topic today, is Barrister Juliet Isi Ikhayere. She's a legal practitioner and a political analyst. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you as well.
Yes, you're very welcome. Now let's move straight into it. We have people like the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, vying for the position of the presidency. Kogi State Governor also declared interest over the weekend, and then we have the Minister of Information, the Minister of Communication, looking to get the governorship candidate for his state and all of that. Now, looking at the newly signed Electoral Act, does all of this action not rub the newly signed Electoral Act in the mud, really?
I wouldn't say it rubs it in the mud, because before the assentment by the president, he actually made mention of the exclusion of Section 8412.
Yes.
As he wouldn't be signing that into, it won't be part of the bill, and the bill signed into law.
Yeah. So
they had to go and re-amend or redress such issue. And so the issue of Section 8412 borders around public appointees. That's those who have actually been appointed for ministerial positions, commissioners, and the rest, SAs and all. But now the controversy at some point was that public appointees also could they also be considered as public officers? Because where the CBN governor fall into, it will be referred to as a public officer.
Yeah.
But Section 12 actually says, 8412 says a political appointee. Okay. Now that's where the issue stems out from. So are those people going to be resigned before the primaries, which is commencing today? Yes, they win the period which INEC gave for the conduction of the 2023 primaries is April 4th to June 4th. Within this period, so it commences. So if they were to actually vie for office, they are actually to resign 30 days before such election. Exactly. Now it depends on when the political party is going to conduct their primaries, and now I'm sure negotiations are going on if and when they should actually leave office. But I would say it actually is not a law, because the president actually made reference to that section. And so we wouldn't be saying it actually is the law, but since it's contained in the act, people will still refer to it. But with the just concluded judgment from I think Chief Unduka versus the AG, and the Honorable Justice actually gave orders and judgments with respect to Section 8412, declaring it unconstitutional and illegal. So at this point, I don't think such, if we actually respect what the court's decisions are, Section 84(12) shouldn't be regarded as a law.
But that's also controversial, because I do know that over time the National Assembly has said we're not taking it out. And then when the judgment was given, I think it was on Friday, that it should be, it declared it unconstitutional and illegal. The National Assembly has said that they were going to appeal it, even though an appeal has not been submitted yet. But it's still in that act. So does that actually give them the leeway to go ahead and declare interest? And say they get to submit an appeal and then get a court to uphold that section, that part of the Section 84 in the law, what would happen? Would they have to drop? Would they have to drop their interest or all of that? What do you think could be the outcome, really?
You know, laws are made so that they can also be interpreted, and that's with regards to the courts. So now, if an appellate court gives a judgment with respect to upholding that section, then that's the law. That would just
so what would political appointees that have declared interest
have to resign. But for me, from my own point of view, I feel that they should not actually be considered as public officers, because they actually are doing their bid in order to serve or make the job easier for the government in various ministerial positions. So now, my own issue is that why would they not be voted for? Neither can they also vote as delegates in these primaries. I think it's hosting out their constitutional rights of freedom of association, because why would you limit their presence in such primaries? For me, I feel it's wrong, and the Constitution, which is the ground norm, already stipulates qualifications of persons who are going to vie for an election, and it doesn't stipulate that there's the educational qualification, there are other fitness, health, and all. But issues as to the as a political nominee, I think that's just something which the NAS just imputed there in order to limit their right to holding offices. But if the courts go ahead and actually uphold what the section has said, then we just have to consider it the law. But from me, my own point of view, I feel it's very wrong to actually limit them from actually participating in a primary election.
Okay, but for me, I think it's not really saying they can't participate. It's saying you can participate, but before you do that, you have to relinquish your position first.
Yes.
That's what's a bit. So what is the issue? What is the big deal? What is the problem with relinquishing your position before actually vying for another one? Is that supposed to be a big deal?
Okay, what if they are not actually vying, but you actually want to participate by voting people in during the primaries? So must they actually resign to do so?
Okay, I think maybe that part of the clause should be looked at. But what I like most Nigerians are actually concerned about is you being a governor and then vying for, while still being a governor, you are declaring interest that you want to run for the office of the presidency, and then that clause is saying you can actually do that, but you have to drop being a governor first and then go for this one. And my question is, should that be a big deal, having to relinquish this position to go for this one?
But the section made reference to just political appointees. So now, a governor isn't a political appointee.
He's not a political appointee?
No. So for that section, it doesn't apply to him.
It doesn't apply to him.
Yes, it's for public office holders.
Okay.
And this also includes like those people actually appointed or
so like the governor of CBN is also a
yes,
political appointee.
Yes.
The minister is a political appointee.
Absolutely.
So it does apply to quite a number of them.
Exactly.
Oh,
so that's for them to actually go in for an election or be declared as a candidate for a political party. They have to relinquish such positions 30 days before they organize primaries.
I'm just waiting to see how that will play out. But before we actually wrap up with the show, like many Nigerians, like you're also of the opinion, I think you've said you said you don't think that it's been fair on them to actually, go ahead with that section of the constitution, of the law, of the act.
Or not too early.
Yes.
It's too early because before the elections we still have a long period of time. So why do they need to resign now? And it's not a guarantee that they're actually going to be, but I know it may actually have a mix-up in their role in office, because right now they're actually now vying for a position.
Yes.
So why shouldn't they resign?
Yes.
There's also something that is very much interesting about this section, because now if you're actually becoming a candidate, there's more reason why you shouldn't actually be holding such political office or such public office anymore. So there are reasons why it should actually stand. But what if actually they don't come out as candidates? What if they don't emerge? So actually now they become they become, how will I now? They'll just stay at they'll just be at the side.
But they were going to leave anyway because
They're going
the
to
position
leave
is going to be vacant.
the position, and then another person is going to be appointed.
So I don't think maybe another election will be conducted or whatever for that. So they were actually going to leave anyway. So the thing is, leave before you.
They will not be elected. They will not. Another person will be appointed.
Yes.
So I think it's more of like a selfish interest right now.
Yes,
actually,
that was actually what I was going to ask you. Because like many Nigerians, I was going to ask if you have the opinion that, because I know the president advocated seriously for that part to be taken out of Section 84. And he did say it's unconstitutional. It doesn't align with the previously 1999 Constitution.
Yes.
But some persons have said they don't think that's the reason why. They think it's selfish or personal interest.
True.
Do you also of that opinion?
True. I'm also of the opinion because it's going to actually for me, it's going to destabilize their job, their responsibilities, wherever they find they're actually holding right now, whatever responsibility. So I feel it's just because of the selfish interest, they don't want to relinquish their actual position right now in order for them to go in for elections and either try their luck if they will become candidates. Because I know a lot of them are, like you've said, are actually going for higher positions, for elective positions. Yeah. So why don't you relinquish it? But I think there is the whole controversy is because the Constitution does not actually state that these are the reasons why you should actually not go in for an election because you are holding you were a political appointee. So that's where the argument is coming from. And from the legal point of view, I would actually want to go with what the ground norm says, the Constitution. Okay. But we already know that they will not want to do so because they want to continue to hold on to that political appointment pending when they have been affirmed the candidates for those offices. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show to share your thoughts with me.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for staying with me in the conversation this morning. Do not forget that I'll be back here same time, same channel tomorrow. But before then, follow us across all social media platforms. That's TOSTV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to TOSTV Network on YouTube. And also stream our website, www.tostvnetwork.com for news, stories, and happenings from across the world. My name is Adesuwa. So thank you and join me again tomorrow.